GM, we are live and we joined this draft already in progress. Apologize. I had some weird audio issues I was trying to fix on the fly as I'm not in my normal setup, but everything appears to be good. Good morning to you, Joel. Hope you're having a great start to your day. I am in at the 5 hole and we're off and running already. But yeah, good morning. It looks like here we're just going to take JSN and move on. We get the board up. People can see what's going on. The sidekick is with us. B. Grandy is with us. I mean, could you ask for more? I don't even think you could. We've got Gunnar Ross here. Eliminator, second place winner, Gunnar Ross. Dog Bowl finalist. One of the nicest people I have met. Gunnar Ross, great to see you in this draft if you're in the chat. Hello to you this fine morning. Probably have time for 2 drafts today. Got some stuff I got to work on the home front, but should be able to get 2 of these in. We'll see if we do a little board or a big board. This is a big board. This one was waiting for 1 when I joined. It snap filled before I could type anything in. So we got this one in without very many friends and family, but we will soldier on. Hey, Goods. Speaking of champs, we got the last year's big board champ here, Goods. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your day. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Not too much news. A little bit of disappointing news for me on the combine front that Jordan Tyson will be participating in the drills but not running, which is disappointing. We want to see these guys run. Even I think, to me, the secret is the running. The 40 times don't really matter as much anymore. The big conferences all have the GPS tracking, so I think the teams know the true game speeds. They don't really need the 40 times anymore, but we love it, and I like to see the elite players participate. So losing one of those big 3 in that is a bummer. I hope the other 2 run. Hey, Willie MM, GM Candle's about to get my first draft of the year. Hey, best of luck to you, Willie. I hope you got some well-deserved time off and you enjoy these streets. The drafts are fun. I don't think to be candid, I don't think you've missed out on any crazy must-have ADP values yet by not starting. So I think you're in a great spot to be, but best of luck to you in these streets. Right now we have a little bit of a fall in this room on Trey McBride. So we should get one of McBride or Hampton. All right, I would have taken the fall. I meant Derrick Henry, actually. I don't think I want Bowers here. I'll take Henry. I could see Bowers fall. He's gone all the way at the pick 27 is the latest I've seen Bowers go. Personally, I don't fully understand it. I am a buyer of the Raiders being a lot better this year. I think their coaching staff situation felt like Pete Carroll's retirement extravaganza where he got all his kids fun jobs and they got to play in Vegas for a year. It's kind of a big joke. It really couldn't have gotten much worse. Bowers had some injury stuff. So all told, I do like the Bowers resurgence. I think there's too big a delta between Bowers and McBride's price. We're paying for Brissett spamming McBride with targets, which we're probably not going to get the same level of that this year, but we'll see. I mean, I still like McBride quite a bit. I will take him at or around cost, but I think all things being equal, I prefer Bowers at the back half of the first more than back half of the second more than McBride at the front half of the second. We have Omari in here, who could be Omari and Hampton himself, taking 3 running backs with his first 3 picks. Let's see what the room wants to give to us. I'd be inclined to grab Ken Walker here, buy into this running back frenzy. But if he's gone, we'll just take Chris Olave. But no, let's do a Ken Walker team. So here we go. We've got JSN, Derrick Henry, Ken Walker. I don't think you can ever complain about that start. That seems pretty nice to me. Greg noting he probably thinks, referring to Tyson, that he could only hurt his draft stock with the 40. You hate to see it. I agree. I mean, I think these players get advice from their agents and people in the know, and Yeah, and generally it's probably good advice. I mean, if you know you're locked into a top X pick, and by running you can't really move up, but you could move down, then why would you run? My understanding is, though, I think I read he was still planning to run at his pro day. So, again, I think you see it more with the running backs. They'll muck with their weight to be bigger or smaller, depending on what they think the league would be more into. And then at their pro day, they adjust so that they run faster. I know Davis was talking about, he thinks that Emmett Johnson should just weigh in at 215 and not run. I think a lot of players get advice like that, and it does affect who actually participates in some of these drills. But again, it's almost like the height and weight stuff is more relevant at the combine, because the colleges lie about height and weight so badly, versus, again, speed. They have GPS tracking on these players, so the league knows how fast they run in games. So, sometimes some of the stuff that we find a little more boring, I don't really care too much about, hand size and all that stuff, but the league can get a little in the weeds in that. GM to you, bird enthusiast. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Appreciate you. Yeah, got to get the home cooking with the hand times at the pro day, 100%. Unless you're Xavier Restrepo. He probably ran like a 6.5 if he was getting home cooking, and he ran like, what was it, like a 5.2 40. My God, it must have been absolutely abominable. So we got Henry, Walker, and JSN. Do we take? I think I'm just going to live my truth. We're in this far. Let's take Scatabo. I might actually have to start updating the ticker to my exposures, because I think people like the exposures. And this mock draft is about a week old, because, again, I haven't had time to update it. So we have gone anchor receiver with JSN, then going Henry, Walker, Scat, Gunnar Ross, a sensible man. He goes CMC, Saquon, Tet McMillan, and Zay Flowers. So a strong running back start for Mr. Ross. Looking at the board, nothing too out of the ordinary. Some pretty running back pilled people. We got this Griffalicious character. He's got 3 running backs through 4. Omarion has 3 through 4. We'll see if he adds a 4th here. I took my first share. Travion Henderson goes at 47. Took my first share of him yesterday because he was about 10 picks past ADP. I do not like the Henderson price. I am not very high on him. But the old saying goes, there are no bad players, only bad prices. And he was going at like pick 56, 57. I took him there. But I just prefer Javonte, Scatabo, Kyron so much more, and I feel like there's a huge gap after that. And I like this cluster of receivers probably more than Henderson as well. So it's just, he's kind of in a dead spot for me as far as his price. All right, let's see. RJ Harvey goes. Do I want Lamar and Derrick Henry? I don't find myself doing that very often. And I don't even know if I think it's great. I'm pretty low on Lamar Jackson, but I will grab him at this ADP discount at pick 53. We'll see. Maybe if Baltimore is better than we are, we're going to lock up a lot of touchdowns on a good offense. I'm actually a bit lower on Lamar this year. I'm very light on him. But again, I'll take him at this fall in building a kind of big bet on the Ravens. Doesn't seem too terrible. Steven, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. The Restrepo lesson is, don't let blatantly bad athletic metrics get overpowered by narrative street. Yes. Restrepo, of course, college teammates with Cam Ward. We wanted to believe. It did not work out. Restrepo did feel like he had some level of dog. And he did say, or they said that he had an injured hamstring at his pro day, and he ran through it. So if you really wanted to buy into the dog narrative, you could say, well, he ran through despite being injured. I think we have seen that maybe he was just slow. But yes, even the shower narrative is overpowered by the by certain physical limitations. We do see one interesting thing. We got Daniels and Hurts going back-to-back here. Daniels goes to McLaurin, the McLaurin drafter, but then he adds Jalen Hurts. So double elite quarterback there. Homer picks. Yeah. Oh, Baltimore. Yes, I do. I am in Baltimore. I'm not a Ravens fan, but I'm actually wearing this really pathetic shirt. This is a NFL Jam Tua and Tyreek shirt, neither of whom are going to be on the team next year. So I also need to update my wardrobe. So that's that is letting you guys behind the curtain. All right, let's see. I would prefer this setup here. Actually, like one monitor is blocking another, so I can't even see the board. But I will take DK Metcalf versus taking a second quarterback, even though it's fertile QB ground. I think that's okay. What did you think about getting the Maddox shout out? I got a Maddox shout out? I don't even think I knew I got a Maddox shout out. So you'll have to let me know. You'll have to let me know. GM, I'm not watching. No, you're not a bad person. We were actually saying how you're actually one of the nicer people that I've met in this space, Gunnar Ross, when I saw you in the room. But appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Sup, fam? Hey, sup, Who Hames? Who Hames, one of the good one. Read up to my comment that you skipped about Maddox. I didn't even... How did I skip a comment? I do not see... I don't see a comment. It might be... if you said it before the stream started, it might not have shown up. So I missed that. Yeah, in the game, Gunnar Ross has joined us. Chris saying hello to Who. How do we only... 4 likes! 4 likes is killer. It's killer Who Hames. Oh my god. Y'all are making me work for it. I will do my best. I will do my best to try to get... I'm really into Garrett to Michael Wilson, but I have a ton. I'll take an Alec Pierce share. I think he's going to rise when he signs his big contract somewhere. So, all right. Let's see. GM, I'm starting to get more wide receiver starts. Yeah, I'm definitely like, I think we may have gone too far with the early running backs. I say that as I take 3 through 4, but I've done a lot of 0 and anchor RB teams, and I think they look just fine. I think they look just fine. And there's something can be said for these elite receivers in this first round. Like the nuclear scores you can get from Puka, Chase, JSN, Amon-Ra, Pickens, Jefferson, Neighbors, and then starting to tear down into London and Pickens and those guys. You don't really find that later, whereas running backs, a mediocre running back in the right spot can just like rumble in for 3 touchdowns if the game script and the volume is going their way. So I don't disagree with having some teams like that. Candles, I am not making fun of anyone's mom. Certainly not. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I see that. Bryson X Anderson. Hey, GM to you, Bryson. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Appreciate you so much for coming in and hanging out. Chris says, morning chat. I'm here because Davis Maddox, you said you'd be handing out legal. Oh, well, appreciate Davis for the shout out. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not legal, financial, or good advice on this channel, but I've been taking. I don't think I've actually taken Rice since the news broke of the lawsuit. He's going at pick 32. I was hoping he would have fallen more. I have not seen him get past like pick 34 yet. I have not seen him in the 4th round. So let's see. All right, we're on the clock though. What do we want to do here? All right. I'm going to take Pittman for the main reason that I don't think Pittman and Pierce are going to be teammates. So I think Pittman or Pierce is going to find a new team and they're going to rise. And by extension, I think whoever stays is also could potentially rise because then there's less target competition and people see that situation is more settled. So I'll grab both of them there. I don't think I've done that yet, but I don't mind it. I actually really like Josh Downs at cost. He goes very late. I think he goes around pick 150. Yeah, 153. I think I think he's a terrific pick. Arguably a much better pick than Pittman is at cost, at least to me. Greg asking if I can sell him on Michael Wilson. The community left this man for dead, and we've seen bigger slot receivers have outlier seasons. I just think he looked awesome. I just think he's still young. It's his 4th year. How old is Mr. Wilson? He's 26. I guess he's not that young, but I don't know. He showed so much with that opportunity. He earned those targets. I don't know if he'll get quite as fantasy friendly a run out with Brissett there. Hold on, let's with Brissett probably gone. I'm sorry, I'm deciding who I want to take here. Corum, Price, Dowdle. Man, this is we didn't get Algier. I'll take a Jadarian Price share on this very mature team. Feels like a big upside swing. On certain other builds, I'd probably take Corum or Dowdle, but with Henry, Walker, Scatabo, I'll take a swing on Price here. Keep the board up so people can see what's going on. Crutcher says, to the wide receiver point, it's much different pre versus post draft best ball in August. You could do, I believe, do 0 RB with taking lots of ambiguous or running back 2 guys. We don't know who will play where yet. Yeah, I like taking more of those. I like doing more of the unorthodox builds in the big board for that point, because you can capture so much value late that won't be there. Like you were able to take guys like Harvey and Tootin in round 16 to 20 in the big board, but in BBM, Harvey was going in the 40s. So you can catch up a lot easier. You just might get it wrong with a lot of them, but when you get it right, you can really smash. So I like doing some of those things more in the big board. Wide receiver though, I think some of these running backs are going to be pretty good that are in this 7 to 9 range. These aren't terrible players, and they certainly could keep pace with some of the earlier running backs to one degree or another, or at the very least during the playoff weeks or in a single game. Over the course of the season, I think it'll, it's clear it's clear the elite running backs can separate, but in a single game, there's so much variance that, I don't mind the receiver stuff at all. All right, what are we doing here? What are we doing? We still have, well, there goes Emmett Johnson. I was going to say, we still have Johnson and Gainwell on the board, which is nice. I'll take a Wan'Dale Click, I think. Maybe I kind of rushed that and I should have just taken Darnold. It does feel like buying the Toporino on Darnold, but it is nice to pair Darnold in JSN. And then I could have really pushed my third quarterback having Lamar there, but alas, we kind of rushed that pick, I think. Again, also my computer setup is not as nice. I am on a different monitor, which is way too old, and the resolution kind of stinks. So I'm I get 6 picks of the of the draft board on it. Yeah, Greg notes, are we sleeping on Monty? He would make a great chief. That's another thing. It's perfectly possible that Montgomery's gone from the Lions. It seems like it's about 50-50 if he's there. Yeah, if he goes to the Chiefs, I mean, my God, we're gonna wish we were taking more of him. He's always been kind of a blind spot for me. Yeah, pick 118. Yeah, that seems. I thought his ADP was a lot higher than that. Who just took him? Zeno. His ADP is 107. Okay, so that was a nice fall on Montgomery. So again, maybe I should have considered that over Wan'Dale. I'm gonna optimistically put Darnold in the queue. I think we will get him here, unless Fuzzy Logic takes a third quarterback, which people are live to do in these drafts. Yeah, I like Shakir, but I think getting this double stack And if Walker does return to Seattle, then we have a pretty big Seattle bet. So we'll see there. All right, let's see. Orlock saying that's some great point. Crutches thinks you might be some value going 0 RB early in post draft while most are recalibrating. Yeah, that's those first BBM drafts after are a little wild. And if you get in the right room, there's definitely value to be had. If you get in the wrong room, people overshoot because everyone gets so excited to take the value that that they like end up reaching. But yeah, there's definitely a bit of a scramble, and if you could hit those right points, then you can build some cool teams like in the first couple days. The coaching staff all but said it. The whole we want Monty to go somewhere he can get touches he deserves. Yeah. It is funny when teams try to make things like altruistic, like, oh, we want what's best for the player. It's like, well, you want what's best for your team, and if it lines up with what's best for the player, sure. But yeah, it does seem the coach speak did not seem like, oh, we're excited to bring this room back exactly as it was. So I think you're right. But then again, you never know. I'm sure they'd be happy to have him back at the right price. I don't know all the contract intricacies there. All right, let's see. What do we want to do? All right, Trey Benson goes. I've been taking some James Conner lately with the idea that he could end up somewhere with some value. Let's just grab that. We'll take James Conner here. The machine wants Alvin Kamara. They were discussing Alvin Kamara on, I think it was BBG's channel yesterday. And man, it is tough for me to get there. It is really hard for me to click on Kamara's name. And I probably should be okay with it, but he just feels like he might have just turned to a pile of dust. I say this with fear that Love gets drafted by the Saints, and then the Saints turn it into some kind of terrible committee and give Kamara the Make-A-Wish touchdowns and passing down work, and it's just like really annoying. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. The Kamara thing to me feels pretty done. Crutcher says, in April type stuff I do with a lot of double anchor and then full punt and finish with 7 to 8 running backs with less receivers. I think in August you can stay much more traditional in build types. Yeah. And I think that's that touches on a good point that you should be varying your builds based on information and the changing landscape. And I think it's very easy to just say static and there's one way to build, but you should be adjusting for information and the market there. And that makes a lot of sense. Hey, Skeletor, GM to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Appreciate you so much. Chris is saying if Underdog gives a deposit bonus, I'll be sending a bunch of slows just after the draft. There we go. Getting in the slow draft streets. We need you in here because I know you don't do pre-draft. I'm going to take Daniel Jones with the Pierce and Pittman pick, so we should get some kind of stack there. So for the audio listeners, we're at a 3-5-5-0 with Lamar, Darnold, Danny Dimes, Derrick Henry, Ken Walker, Cam Scatabo, Jadarian Price, James Conner. Wide receiver room of JSN, DK Metcalf, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, and Wan'Dale Robinson, and absolutely stone zero members of a tight end room. So we'll have to fix that soon enough. Hey, Emo Cowboy, howdy y'all. Appreciate you coming in, Emo Cowboy. Thanks for hanging this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Bendals, good morning to you. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. Chris saying a healthy, not believing he's to be healthy, Trey Benson would be a real value in the 12th round. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what they do in Arizona, personally. There's so many questions at every skill position other than tight end. We don't know what they're going to be doing. We don't know the quarterback. We don't know the running backs. We don't know if they're going to keep Michael Wilson as the alpha or say, no. The MHJ extremists are going to have their day. This very interesting team that's going to be super fantasy relevant. Yeah, I agree, Bird Enthusiast. A Love Kamara committee sounds like hell. It sounds awful. It sounds so bad. And the other dirty secret is Tyler Shuck is going to steal some rushing touchdowns too. It would be so unpleasant. It would be just so darn unpleasant. I do not want that to happen. All right, I'm going to take Braylon Allen here. I'm just going to grab Braylon Allen. He's kind of in a weird spot. I've seen him fall sometimes because people are afraid they're going to franchise Breece Hall, which could be bad. But there's also word that that's more of like a tag and like a sign and trade, or he could still be moved. So I don't know. Worst case is I have a committee member because I don't think they just make Breece a bell cow. I don't think that's how they want to operate. Best case scenario is somehow he backdoors his way into a starting job. I'll take that shot in the 14th round. Craig says teams on the rise rebuilding. Kellen Moore is done with the Saints legacy guys. I sure hope so. With the problem with Kamara is I don't know if the problem. He basically said that if I'm not playing in New Orleans, I'm going to retire. Maybe he should just retire, but I don't know. It just feels like a long time since we've seen it from Kamara. Bindle saying hello. Buenos dias, amigo, to Emo Cowboy. And Chris saying Arizona QB is Malik Willis. Book it. Yeah, that has gotten. I've been hearing that more and more. In an unironic sense, hearing that more and more lately. All right, let's see. I have like no AJ Barner, but I do have Sam Darnold. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna IKB this and take and take Isaiah Likely. And I am going to make the bet that Isaiah Likely is the starting tight end for the Washington Commanders. That is my fan fiction. I think if he washes up there, he is going to rise into the 12th round. I would guess. That would be my guess. I would be taking him around this Juwan Johnson range. And I don't, he's not going to be back in Baltimore. He's come out and said that. I think that's now pretty widely reported. I think he wants the chance to show he's the dude. And I will take that shot. Barner, of course, he would have made sense on this team with Darnold. Just, man, Barner was basically a blocking tight end until this year. He hadn't done a whole heck of a lot. He had a game or two where he flashed before this season. Seattle did draft Arroyo, who we don't know how much he would have been involved if he'd stayed healthy. I don't know. I just don't know how committed they are to Barner being kind of their number one tight end. We'll see what it is. I don't think Barner is necessarily a bad click, but tight ends are so variable that I don't know. It doesn't feel like he has a huge amount of upside, whereas Likely, I think as tight end one could really be a smash in that range. All right, let's see what the room is willing to give to us. Ferguson is a guy that I'm a little light on and would like to catch up a little bit on. I think I can push receiver to later, although Omar Cooper has been rising more and more. It does seem like if I want him, this is where I've got to take him. But we'll do a Terrence Ferguson team. I pushed tight end all the way to the very end of this draft, so I don't necessarily want Isaiah Likely and two rookies, which I am live to end up with if I pass, or the dregs of the maybe they'll come back around kind of tier with the Evan Ingrams. Firemouth I think is fine. I take a lot of him. That sort of range. Tank Bigsby still on the board. I think with a room of Henry, Walker, Scatabo, Price, Connor, and Allen, I could stop at 6 and make this a 8 receiver team, or even a 4 tight end team. So, maybe something to be said for me taking Cooper there and then doing four total tight ends. I don't know. I'm a little of a couple minds of how I want to do. Chris noting I would go to no state income tax if I were a free agent. Yeah. I mean, it's like a 9-10% pay bump for, in the stratospheric tax bracket these guys would be in. So it's not nothing. Kyler to Malik Willis is the Spider-Man meme. Oh, I'm buying the Malik Willis stuff. I am I'm all in. I got a lot of Malik Willis, and I think it could be fun, but could also really be a disaster. We'll see. If it's Titans era Malik Willis comes back, that is going to be awful. All right, JJ McCarthy goes. I like Trey Tucker, but I really think I like Gunnar Helm, and now I actually kind of like this tight end room of Likely, Ferguson, and Helm. I think it's three guys who've shown some ability to flash. We didn't have to use much draft capital. I do want more Trey Tucker on teams that are not Mendoza teams. I feel like most of my late Trey Tucker shares are if I have Mendoza, but I don't necessarily need them tied together every single time when I'm doing my late clicks. But all right, let's see. Bird Enthusiast asking, is Malik Willis 5'9"? I don't know. I don't think Malik Willis is super tall, isn't he? What is he? How tall are you, Malik Willis? Oh, he's 6'1". Okay, he's 6'1", so he's good. He can see over the line. We're marked safe from 5'9", from 5'9" Malik Willis. All right, let's see, any notable clicks here. JJ McCarthy goes in this draft here, pick 196. He does not end up going to the Jefferson drafter over there, who already had 3 quarterbacks a long time ago. Big Mike Washington goes at pick 17 in this one. Quarterbacks not yet taken in this one. Shadur, Aaron Rodgers, Cousins, Ty Simpson, Mac Jones, Tua, Geno, A-Rich, and Derek Carr. I saw some horrific fanfic of the Dolphins of A-Rich to Miami. I really don't want that experience as a Dolphins fan. That sounds absolutely terrible. All right, let's see. All right. He's 6'1", so 5'11" in real life. Yeah, I actually thought he was 5'11", so then when I saw him 6'1", yeah, you're probably right. All right, what do we want to do here? Fellas? We're running out of time. Let's do a Malachi Fields. Willis is a huge smash. I'm with it. Love to see it. I am I'm heavily invested. Mac Nova asking, what music track is this? Feels like a knockoff Roots rock cover. Well, Mac Nova, I hope you say that because you love knockoff Roots Mac Nova. I actually decided I was sick of the music and tried to make some of my own. So this is a Chad Candles original, but I will change it. Good news for you. I try to change the track each draft. So this will be ending when we fire up the next one. So I feel like everyone has the same one. I do want to get some actual music from a qualified musician, but we will. Also, if it's too loud, let me know. It's supposed to just be in the back. No, it's not bad at all. All right, we're back. No, I tried to do my own because Frank, I got nervous about getting like just stuff nuked, yeah, but yeah, it's hard. It's I also don't have like infinite time, so I eventually had to stop working on some of these, but yeah, trying to make some different stuff through the summer. But appreciate you, Mac Nova. Yeah, that was the thing. It does. You do get used to hearing the same tracks. I know PPR Tyler's done a good job. He's got some good lo-fi stuff that he plays, and I kind of was going for something that just fades into the background because we all just play Feeding the Ducks or Night Driving. Jets Drop Bomb says, Willis feels like a Scott Mitchell reach, in my opinion. Oh, no. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Got musical candles cooking up tracks in the studio. Yeah. It's not easy. It's not easy, I'll say that. I have nothing but respect for actual musicians. All right, what are we doing here? I think running back. Running back is pretty grim here. What about wide receiver? I'll take Jeremy Bernard. We're kind of going to play the hits here up until the draft goes. I've seen there's some like Rashad Bateman truthers out there. So if I'm ever going to do that, the Lamar team does make a fair amount of sense. I just feel like he's had just infinite chances to be fantasy relevant and not done so. Wow, we see a Chris Hilton Jr. taken. Oh my God, I have never seen anyone draft Chris Hilton Jr. If you guys know anything about Chris Hilton Jr., let me know, because I have yet to see him go. Jordan James gets drafted again. He's a name I've started to see taken more and more. So that is a little bit interesting to me that he's now going from not taken in most drafts to bubbling up. I think there was a modicum of positive coach speak on him. He was a guy that I was taking last year. Again, in that very murky situation with Garendo and Jordan James. And then they traded for Brian Robinson and blew the whole thing up. Now, Brian Robinson, of course, is a free agent and will be departing. It does seem like by the end of the year, James had surpassed Garendo on the depth chart. As we know, the Niners will always draft a running back. It is in the programming of the simulation. So we'll see how that goes. But as of now, Jordan James, theoretical RB2, but has the absolute chance in the range of outcomes to be, RB4 by the time the season starts. So the machine is of the view that I have sufficient capital at the other positions, and I should take a fourth tight end. And you know what? I almost agree with it. I think I agree. And let's see, is Pat Fry? We'll queue him up. I do prefer a swing like a Jolly or an Ingram more than Gesicki, but we'll see. I think I would rather Gesicki if this was a Burrow team. So, all right, I'll take Pat Freiermuth. We'll make this a 4 tight end team. Chris saying QB should be taller than Stacey Dales for the sideline interviews. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you do have to be able to see over the offensive line, or you're not going to have a good time out there. All right, so we got a 3, 6, 7, 4 with Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold, Danny Dimes. Running back room of Derrick Henry, Ken Walker, Cam Scatterbo, Jadarian Price, James Conner, Braylon Allen. Wide receivers of JSN, DK Metcalf, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, Wandale, Malachi Fields, and Jeremy Bernard. And then tight ends of likely Fergie Helm and Pat Freiermuth. Not bad. Not bad. All right, we're going to hop into another draft. Appreciate all of you in that one watching. And let's see. I don't think I'll be able to run. We're in developer mode. All right, I got to join on my phone. Give me a second. I am not actually in developer mode. Oh, and it's Dog Bowl day for those of you in the NBA street. So best of luck to everyone trying to qualify for that. Waiting for 2 in a big board. If you want to hop in, the water is fine. We're in a big board. Will the sidekick join us for this big board? We will find out. We will find out. I've had some issues when I switch drafts with a sidekick abandoning us. Bukowski says good mix of rookies. Yeah. I think so too. I liked how that the texture of that team. Oh my God, we got the 12 hole again. It's fine. Fine. I don't really need top 4 picks. I don't need top 4 picks. It's okay. All right, we got a real friends and family room. We got B Grandy at the 1, Blueless at the 3, Goods at the 4. We've got Mr. Worth at the 5. I don't think I see anyone else, but if you are, let me know. If I skipped you, apologies. Let me know if you're in the room. I will shout your team out. Mac Nova, it is possible. It is possible we will do some DK stuff here, but we'll see. We will see. All right. Gunnar Ross was about to bring up DK. It's so much softer. Yeah. I'd like to, but we will see. I may have to because I'm running out of drafts, and they did not size the little board well. in the big board, I think I have like 63 left. I wanted to save some for post-combine and free agency stuff. But if I do 2 or 3 on stream and then I do some off stream, I start like the math starts starts running against me as far as having any left by the time late April rolls around. So hopefully they'll drop another contest. But I am afraid they're not going to drop any like 50, 20, 50, 150 max contests. Like this might be kind of what we got to work with. Greg says, first year doing some DK best ball, only 5 in, and wow, are they soft? Yeah, I do need to get in the DraftKings streets. Gunnar Ross says you should talk to them. I bet they would sponsor you. Hey, that would be cool. I would not say no. I'd say that. By the way, it's been 40 minutes. I haven't asked if you can like and subscribe, please. Last time I heard from Who Hames, we were at 4 likes. My God, I really hope we're at least in the double digits. If you can, I don't hold you guys over the barrel for likes, but I would love that if you can. Subs are awesome too. If you can sub to the channel, it means a lot. We're trying to get to 500. Would be so cool to hit that by the time the draft comes around. I think we could potentially do it. I think that is possible. But I need to prove it to all of you. Come here and try to put on some good drafts and have a good time with you all. So appreciate you all so much for doing that, because it is much more fun to do these streams chatting with all of you than to just, because it can get lonely doing these. It's very, you're drafting this, but it is fun knowing you're not the only one in these streets. You can sometimes feel a little crazy when you talk to your normie, if you will, friends about drafting football teams in February. They're like, you're nuts. And then you're like, no, I'm not nuts. There's dozens of us doing this too. All right, let's see. Greg says, feels like you can do whatever style build you want and you're going to leave confident. Oh, that's good to know. That is good to know. Yeah, because I haven't done any. GM, Mr. Candles. Hey, Game Tight. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Asking, Mac, where did the phrase hold someone over a barrel come from? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know if it's a gun barrel. I don't know if it's like holding someone over like a barrel and you're like putting them in like, draft on DraftKings or something. Yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully it's nothing terrible. I feel like it's common usage enough to where it's like I'm not like offending a large group of people. I don't think so. Bukowski says the scroll at the bottom is nice. Thank you. And I need to update the scroll because it's slightly out of date. But I think sometimes these mock drafts like literally just like shuffle people just to stay current, even if absolutely nothing's happened. Gunnar Ross, the normies don't start drafting. I mean, Gunnar Ross, I think the normies don't start drafting till August. But there are levels to this. There are those who say that you should just wait for free agency in the combine. But where's the fun in that? Exactly, Mac Nova. I'm with you. Normies don't start drafting till like August. Burn Enthusiast, 1K subs, 12-hour stream. Oh my God. I could do something like that. I have to figure out what. The issue is I have a 2-year-old, and so if I do something like a 24-hour stream, it's not just me. It puts strain on my wife having to take over the whole house. So I do want to do something like that, but I can't sync the home front for it. But I do want to do something cool. Gunnar Ross says it's my favorite Who Aimed. Okay, got it. Yeah. All right, we're coming up. Let me pull the draft board up. I was, appreciate Davis so much for the shout out, first of all. Secondly, if Rashee Rice is there at pick 36, I'll take him. I suppose that's your Rashee Rice legal advice. Let's see though, will Mr. Worth take him here or not? We'll see if he does. He doesn't. All right, let's take Rashee Rice. And yeah, I'll take Etienne. The sidekick is happy with it. I'll take Rice first. Let's see what it says for. I'm assuming it's going to keep Etienne at the top. I mostly just want to see what it wants to do. Yeah. Okay. There is a fairly good chance he's not back in Jacksonville, but if he is, I really wonder what we're doing with Tootin at his price, or where Tootin goes. I would have to think Tootin would fall. I think Tootin we're drafting kind of weirdly, and by we're drafting, I mean I haven't taken him at all. Pick 77 is not the correct ADP in my opinion. It should either be pick 54 because he's the starting running back in the Liam Cohen offense, and that's incredible, or it should be closer to pick 100 because he's the RB2. But we're kind of, I think we're middling it. So I don't know what your all thoughts are. But if you think he's the starter, I think you should be taking him hand over fist. And if you think they're adding someone and he's RB2, then he's like a pretty hard fade for me. So we will see. Game tight here. He's going double elite QB. He goes Allen Lamar. So only one drafter has taken a quarterback, but so far they've taken two. Our team so far is Genty, Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, and Travis Etienne. Mr. Brad asks, well, then isn't Tootin properly priced since he's in the middle of those two outcomes? I guess if you look at it that way from like an economics perspective, yes, I guess, but the way we play, I guess that means you should either be taking him like 100% of the time or 0% of the time, or maybe not 100, but some like really high percent of the time, or like a really low percent of the time. Because I don't think it's going to move. It's going to move a lot, I think. Mr. Brad says, especially playing in a huge tourney, should be shooting for upside IMO. My corollary to that is I'm not a big believer in Tootin. I don't think he's that great. He had one 20-yard run, and that came in the playoffs the entire year for a guy that we were like salivating over how fast he was. I don't know how that's possible with someone that who was just meant to be this incredible speedster. So I'm kind of out on him, and I know that's heresy because anyone drafting these in February is like obligated to love Bishal Tootin. But that's just kind of where I'm at there. All right, we're coming up on the clock. What do we want to do? We've got Genty, Etienne, Jefferson, and Rashee Rice. Let's see what J-Dubs does. He takes Watson. I think I'm going to queue up Judkins and then decide. I don't think we have a need for May, Burrow, or Caleb. So let's take Judkins. I'll queue up Jordan Tyson. See what the sidekick thinks I should do. It probably thinks I should take Drake May, just knowing the sidekick. Yes, it does. All right. We will just take Tyson at ADP here. We'll take our first rookie of the draft. Very balanced start so far. Adding Judkins and Tyson there. All right. Chris says, it comes from when somebody was almost drowned and they would be placed over a barrel to help their lungs clear with water, means in a vulnerable position. Oh, did not know that. Thank you, Chris. So you're actually helping them, putting them over a barrel. Bird Enthusiast says the Rashee Rice annual ADP dips. It is a one of our most favorite traditions, for sure. Max says, I think middling guys is fine. Medium outcome is a bad pick, but 80% is a smash in a top-heavy contest. You want to mix them in. Yeah, I mean, how dare you? The cabal is coming after you. I know, but you know this show is not a cabal show, as you all know. So I know it's. I will give you guys my unvarnished opinion, not through the lens of the cabal. Good says Etienne is not coming back, but you have to avoid a lesser free agent signing and taking a 1A role. Etienne is not coming back yet. Yes, you also are fading that. They could bring somebody else in. Crutches says, I still go back to ETR being above on him, and Leone is king anti-slap. Yeah. MacNova. Well, it's basically there's a lot of people a lot better at this than me are in on Tune. So there you go. Choose who you agree with, I guess. I don't know. I just didn't see it. I didn't see it in my heart of hearts. I don't think that Liam Cohen sees it with him either. But this is also one of those things where I will adjust a lot after in the post-draft stuff. I will not have no Tootin post-draft because I think he'll be priced appropriately. So if he's the 2, I will draft him happily at the price appropriate for the 2. If he's the 1, it's a different contest, and that's where everyone in those contests is going to take him. In this contest, though, I'm going to make my bed with a Tootin fade. Crutches says, I agree personally he's kind of expensive, but recognizing that both leg up and ETR are at or above ADP, there is a world where ETN leaves. Yeah. I think ETN's going to stay personally. But we will see. If he leaves and they don't bring in a veteran, and all they bring in is like they draft a rookie, unless they do something really unexpected by taking like a high-end rookie, then yeah, this fade is probably bad. I am 100% willing to say that this could be a bad fade. All right, let's see what J Dubs does. The machine wants Mahomes. I want Mahomes because I have Rashee Rice. So let's actually capitulate to Big Sidekick for once here. After Mahomes, I like Pitts more than Laporta, so I'm going to queue up Mahomes and take him, see what the machine wants me to do. It looks like it prefers Hubbard to all of those guys, but I will IKB this and just take Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts is still too cheap. He's now franchised back in Atlanta. They also might work out a long-term deal, which I would prefer. I don't necessarily love guys playing on the franchise tag because I think they can get a little squirrely at the end of the year, which I don't love. But we'll take Pitts there, and hopefully they work something out again before sooner than later. Wheelrat says Etienne isn't going anywhere. He's BFF with Lawrence. Yeah, if you want to read that narrative, that is part of why he could stay. I think he's a good fit. I think the team likes him. I think he likes being there. I haven't heard him like grumbling that he wants to leave. I would have thought if he was going to leave, then he would have been on the way out, not Bigsby last year. But again, we did talk about that. Bigsby might have been easier to trade. They might have, needed to get less to move him. It's kind of a weird situation going on with the Eagles. But yeah, again, I am fully willing to be wrong on Tune, but I am on the side that he is 25 picks too expensive versus 25 picks too cheap. But yeah, it is a kind of upside swing you should be making, but I feel like I'm right on this one. But again, I am going against leg up ETR and a lot of people who do this very, very well. The GM loves Tune and they have no money, and the GM is a Zoomer. See, good. Zoomer GM was not part of my calculus, and maybe that's the kind of thing that ETR and leg up include in their model. So we'll see. Steven says, I guess Etienne could leave and the Jags sign a free agent like Rachaad White or Algier. See, to me, that's a huge delta between those two. If they sign Rachaad White, I'm like, oh, I should have had Tune, because Rachaad White feels like he's a little past peak. If they sign Algier, that gives me great concern that Tootin is now like a passing down-ish back on a team. They already have a passing down they like, and it could get really sketchy. And Algier will be the goal line back and then some. So I don't know. I feel like Algier going there would be really bad for Tootin. Whereas Rachaad White, I would be like, I wish I had more. So yeah, I guess there is a huge range of outcomes. Greg noting Tootin can't block well enough to be, yeah. I mean, and that's why they're in love with with LaQuint Allen over there, despite LaQuint Allen not really being able to do much with the ball in his hands. It's very capable. Exactly. Tootin would be a change of pace back. Passing down back was the wrong point, or the wrong phrase of what I was trying to get at there. I mean, yeah, it could be more of a committee, and I think that wouldn't necessarily even be 1A, 1B. I think it would be more like 1-2 to me. All right, let's see. What do we want to do here? Quarterbacks available. Pretty light. Worthy goes. Slightly unfortunate. That would have been nice to get. Let's queue up Wandale here. Or we could, you know what? I don't know. Do we want to do it? Oh, Love just went. Okay, never mind. I was going to say we could do Reed Love, but Love just went off the board. So we're going to take Wandale, and we're going to take Wandale and someone else. We simply must act fast. All right, I'll take Wandale and Jayden Reed. We are light on receivers. Excuse me, we are light on Jayden Reed on my team, so we'll take him, with apologies to J-Dubs if he was trying to build that, but he already did have Watson, so I don't know if he was actually going to build a Green Bay double or not, but I did like Jayden Reed. Once I missed on Worthy. I think I prefer Shakir slightly to Reed, but Shakir and Worthy went, so we went Wandale Reed with that double tap at the turn. Doesn't Tootin have fumbling issues too? Yes. Yeah. I didn't want to rehash my whole bear case for Tootin, but the cabal will tell you that fumbling is not necessarily sticky year to year. He can work on that, etc. However, Tootin has fumbled through his entire collegiate and now NFL career, and Liam Cohen doesn't like that sort of thing. So we shall see. All right, let's see. Anything particularly noteworthy? Emmett Johnson, 110. I like Emmett Johnson quite a bit. He continues to rise ever so slightly as this process moves along. We see Kincaid and Gadsden go, so some of this tier of tight ends starts drying up. Pull the board up. People can see what's going on. Let's check in on some friends and family. Mr. Grandy, he starts with Bijan, Olave, Breece Hall. He gets the McLaurin, Daniels double stack. Adds in Warren, Pearsall, Purdy, Dowdle, and then goes Kittle and Casey Concepcion on his team. Goods, defending his title, goes Jamar Chase, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, and then Loveland, and then he makes a Burden Caleb stack, adds in the much discussed Byshell Tootin, Michael Pittman, Bo Nix, Juwan Jennings, and a guy I have absolutely none of, Woody Marks. So Goods in on Jaquarius Marks. I am not as into Woody Marks. Jonah Coleman going, I think, around 10 picks past ADP here to Griffalicious. All right, let's see. What is Mr. Worth doing? He goes Cook, Hampton, Kyron, so triple running back start. Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson, BTJ, Michael Wilson, and then Dak, Love, and Emmett Johnson, and we'll see what he adds to his team. So some solid teams coming together in this room. We're coming up at pick 132, 133. We'll see what we get here. See what Nepal Stars does. This is a place where I find myself taking a lot of quarterbacks. See what Mr. Dubs does here. Does have Dak. Be interested to see if he adds Fergie to the mix. He takes Gainwell, who I would have taken. So that's a little unfortunate for us. We will take Mendoza, and I think I'm going to take Romeo Doubs here. Normally I like taking late receivers, but I think what's happened to me is running back is has gotten kind of dicey. So we're going to try to make up running back with volume on this team. So we'll add Romeo Doubs to the mix here. And then he does take Ferguson to pair with Dak. So this will be an interesting team here. I went 3 early-ish running backs, and we're going to end with a bunch of running backs in all likelihood to try to catch up. All right. So not bad. Again, appreciate all of you coming in, hanging out. We are getting so close. We're 18 subs away from 500. Would love to hit that sooner than later. We'll see what we do for 500 subs, but appreciate all of you so much for coming in, hanging out, talking some football, making the day start off so nicely. It has been awesome doing this stream with you guys. I wish I could do another draft after today, or after this one, but this one's going to be a little shorter of a stream than I like to do, but they can't all be the longer ones. All right, let's see. Dallas Goedert goes, a guy that I'm a little lighter on than I think I want to be. Quarterback starting to go here. We switch this up real quick. All right. For next stream, I think I will put my my exposures in the ticker. I actually still on StreamYard, it shows my old big board exposures. My gosh, they are so bad. All right, I'm going to put that ticker on. This is embarrassing. This is from last big board. All right, old big board. I'm going to put that in all caps so people might know. Here we go. This is so bad. Jack Vetch, 43%. David Njoku, 34%. Brashard Smith, 32%. This is why the big board was a disaster. This is the worst exposures you're going to see in your life. I don't know what happened last year. I don't know what happened. It went so bad. It went so bad. We took some stands and they went horribly. I'm going to have to scrub this from the stream. Yeah, exactly. As soon as I clicked it, I'm like, why am I showing this? This is embarrassing. For what it's worth, Jack Fesh. Jack Fesh should have worked out. And so should have Rocket Sanders. He scored a touchdown at the end of the year. People forget. But I do this to show that we can be very certain about things in February that look so stupid when the chips are down. But there we go. Oh my God. Josh Downs goes again. I like the Downs Danny Dimes stuff you can get here late. I'm gonna take you know what? Actually, I'm going to take Jerry Jeudy. What do I want to do? You know what I actually want? I don't know. All right, we're going to take Daniel Jones. A little bit of a panicky click there. And then what do we want to do? Gosh, running back is so gross. Is there a tight end I want here? Not really. All right, we'll just take Jerry Jeudy, and then we'll wrap that at 7 receivers. So we're really going to have to pound running back after this. But there we go. Yeah, it is our elite exposures. This is we took some swings. We missed. We missed all of them. Yeah. Jack Betch, Will Shipley, Miles Sanders, all losers. Okay. Jack Betch, huge. If you could eat CLV, I would have feasted because Jack Betch rose a ton. Will Shipley should have worked, but he got hurt. And Miles Sanders wasn't gonna happen. I'll admit that. Miles Sanders, we took the mantra of take the cheapest of an ambiguous backfield too far. Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work. I'm changing the banner. Just look at the mock draft. Nobody looked. I had 75% Keaton Mitchell and 40% Gabe Davis pre-Miami signing. it's so, yeah. I don't know why I got so into Rocket Sanders. I was like, oh, he's big and fast. What could go wrong? Well, a lot. Get ready to learn UDFA is what I learned. Nez notes, got to have as many QBs as running backs, 214. Is that not the meta? Is that not what we're doing, Nez? It's not my fault. All the running backs I wanted, I would have happily taken Gainwell here. I will say that J-Dub's got Gainwell right ahead of me. Yeah, I could blame being on the turn, but this, I have only myself to blame. But you know what? Everyone's here to see the late running back sleepers from the guy that brought you 43%, Rocket Sanders. This is time to pay attention. Pay attention to who we're taking here. I agree, Frog. This is the last day that Nez doesn't have a dog bowl seat. Is wild to think of that. So enjoy this morning because tomorrow is a new day. Draft a DBQ, Chadwick. Oh man, I'm gonna get peer pressured into a giving you guys $15. But if the people really want, I can't even go to the DBQ. I mean to the dog bowl. I can't go. I have an immovable family trip. I cannot go, even if I won. I would have to set ranks and annoy everyone, because whoever was in my room would be like a 5-person room instead of a 6 or 9 instead of a 10, whatever the format is. All right, Tank Bigsby go. I can't have anything nice. I can't even get my Tank Bigsby guy. Nez, this is your fault. All right, what do we want to do? I don't want Brian Robinson. I don't care that he's a free agent. That way he can be the RB3 at his place of his choosing. This is a disaster. This is a unmitigated disaster here. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Don't worry. Don't worry. Our running back room, though, is Genty, Travis Etienne, and Quinshon Judkins. So we just need those three to be the three you need. Don't love to be in this position. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see what Mr. Dubs does. He takes Penix. Let's take Charbonnet. And I don't know if... All right, I'll take Charbonnet and Katron Allen. Charbonnet, of course, apparently did not get his ACL surgery until 4 days ago. Not great, which puts his timeline to like week 12 or something. So we need this team to make it to week 12 and not be in 12th place. We're probably going to be in 12th place, but that's okay. Katron Allen, we'll take a flyer on him. Why not? Why not? We'll see. Maybe that's this year's rookie that rises up quite a bit. But I think I'm a little light on him. But we will see. I prefer in a 0 RB team like this to have someone like a Mixon who could be, again, not to get made fun of, but is live to be an NFL starter who's rushed for 1,200 yards. I mean, that seems good. We just don't know his health. I like Tank Bigsby, who I think is one of the better contingent bets in this range, and we whiffed on both of them who went ahead of ADP early because everyone is so frothy for running backs. They couldn't leave me anything over here on the 12th hole. We'll see. So we take Charbonnet. He has been falling with the injury news or the injury update because I think we were expecting him closer to week 6, and now that timeline again has gotten worse. So, all right, let's see. Nothing too notable coming on this round. One drafter here only has one quarterback. We'll see if they take another. That is kind of curious. Yeah, they do. They take Jacoby Brissett in addition to Herbert there. So they finally add a second quarterback. Drafting at the turn, you do have to do some wonky stuff. You do sometimes have to reach for certain positions. I thought that if I missed Mendoza, I might get frozen out at quarterback. I think I was kind of proven right because we did have to go to Daniel Jones. If we somehow didn't get Mendoza, we would have had Jones as QB2, which doesn't necessarily feel great. And then we would have to do something like an Aaron Rodgers or a Kirk Cousins as QB3, which again makes sense to sprinkle those in, but didn't want to have to do that in this draft. All right, running backs. Dear God, it is grim. It is grim, but we'll see. Keaton Mitchell, probably who I would have taken had he fallen, but I think he would have been past ADP. Yeah, he would have been a little past. Can't get 5 picks of ADP value on a running back in this economy. There, Caleb goes, who I saw Nez taking. I was actually curious as to Nez's thoughts on Caleb. If you're still here, I do want to know the Caleb case as a Steeler fan. All right, Emmanuel Wilson goes. Sure, why not? Why not? All right, Stowers goes. All right, we'll take Big Mike Washington and Brashard Smith. Yes, did we go purely by ADP here? We sure did. But apparently the at the introductory press conference, this is straight from Davis, they did come out and say they were excited to, Bieniemy was excited to work with Brashard Smith, mentioned him by name. So there we go. Maybe they find creative ways to get him involved. So this team is now a 3-7-7-1 with Mahomes, Mendoza, Daniel Jones, Genty, Travis Etienne, Judkins, Charbonnet, Katron Allen, Big Mike Washington, and Brashard Smith. Wide receivers of Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, Jordan Tyson, Wandale, Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, and Jerry Jeudy, in a tight end room of Kyle Pitts holding it down on his own. I actually don't feel like this is the most horrific team I've ever built. I've built way worse teams. So we'll see. We will see. Prime time, KG needs 7 for the bigger board. He's itching. Well, someone help him out. If you want to do a bigger board, biggest board, whatever size board, larger than this board, Primetime needs your help. Nez just says, feels like a great pick at cost. Who knows? Well, I wasn't sure if you had some coach speak we were all missing that they're like, oh, Caleb, he's going to make that year 2 leap. No, it's just Nez vibing out, taking his Steelers. you love to see it. So we'll say, as long as they don't have him back on kick returns, we could be marked safe from eternal shadow realm benching. It did feel a little harsh. I mean, you have a guy back there, and it's probably pretty chaotic on those kick returns, and then you're just like, no, you're never playing in this league again. Being in the backfield is different. I don't know. I felt like he was punished for something that felt like, well, it's not really my day job. All right, let's see. Goods, he takes Aaron Rodgers there. Griffalicious adds Kirk Cousins to his team. We are going to add 2 late tight ends. We'll see if we pull the trigger on anyone there or what we end up with. Tua gets drafted. People are saying he's going to start somewhere. I pity the team that ends up with him. Am I wearing a t-shirt with Tua on it? Yes. I need to get to 500 subs so I can afford some new clothes. So please, if you can, like and sub, help me get out of these Tua Tyreek Hill shirt, because it's a new era has begun in Miami. Cade Otton is gone. So from tight ends, let's see. Firemuth, I think, is the most stable, if you will. We could cue him up. Crutches says, every draft does him scream at me to take Geno, Tua, or Kirk, and I simply won't. I'm fine clicking higher if needed. I agree with you on the first 2. I will not take Geno or Tua. Absolutely not. I do think Kirk is probably starting somewhere. And it sounds like you're not buying the Kirk to Minnesota fanfic that I see around there. But I think of all those people, I would prefer Cousins. But yeah, Geno, I'm not clicking Geno. Geno's awful. Why? I don't know why we've decided to blame all the woes of Geno on the Raiders. I think Geno is demonstrably awful. And I would be shocked if he makes it through a full season, even if he gets the chance to start somewhere. I'm out on that. All right. No, we can't have any nice things whatsoever, but we can have Michael Trigg. So in honor of you, Nez, Michael Trigg will join this team. And all right, we'll take 2 rookies. We've got Kyle Pitts. Surely one of these rookies pays off, right? Surely one of Trigg or Jolly is a useful fantasy asset this year. But that'll wrap it for this team. So for the audio listeners, we kind of did a anchor-ish strategy with 3 early running backs, and then we pushed it all the way to the depth. So we went 3-7-7-3. Mahomes, Mendoza, Danny Dimes, Ashton, Genty, Travis Etienne, Quinshon Judkins, and then a injured Charbonnet, Katron Allen, Mike Washington, Brashard Smith. Wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, Jordan Tyson, Wandale, Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, and Jerry Jeudy, and then Kyle Pitts, Michael Trigg, and Justin Jolly. Exactly. I just struck Jen well. So we bailed out the draft there, picked 228, Michael Trigg. You'll love to see it. Why are we laughing? Good says drafting a 0 rookie team like God intended. Yeah, we went. No, we have a lot of rookies. We have Katron Allen. We got Mike Washington. We got Mendoza. We got Tyson, Jolly, and Trigg. So we have a ton of running backs. Oh, I meant your team, Goods. All right, let's see. All right, Goods. And then I'll do one dog bowl because I think the people like that for comedic value. Caleb, Nix, Aaron Rodgers. I hate how Underdog does this, by the way. Numi, help. Why does it? I don't know why it defaults back to your team when someone else makes a pick. All right. Caleb, Nix, and Aaron Rodgers, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Tootin, Marks, Mason, Rachaad White. It's like you went out of your way to take guys that I've said I'm not into. Tootin, Marks, and White. I think I have a combined 1 share. I think I have 1 Tootin share, and I don't think I have any Marks or White. Jamar Chase, Luther Burden, Michael Pittman, Juwan Jennings, Franklin, Trey Harris, Marvin Mims, and Darius Slayton, and then Loveland, Goddard, and Hawkinson. Yeah, absolutely no rookies to be found. A nice little Denver stack there. Nice Chicago situation. So a very cromulent team, as the Cabal would say. Greg says, I was laughing and confidently saying, we got Kyle Pitts. Men in Black flashing. I'm telling you, Kyle Pitts, it's happening. It's happening. And fading him at pick 90 is the path to poverty. Okay. All right. I'm going to do one dog bowl for those of you interested. It's going to give me developer mode. All right. I'm going to hop into it. Tell everyone who wants to take advantage of of someone who knows absolutely nothing. Oh, it's snap filled. It's snap filled. All right. So let's see. We got Nez at the 6. All right, Nez. We got Awin. Oh my God. Hot Z Sauce. I've heard that name. The sidekick can't help me, but we'll keep it up as if it could. So what do we do at the 5? It looks like there's a tier break at 4, right? Doncic, Jalen Johnson, Anthony Edwards, and Tyrese Maxey. And then Paolo Banchero and Donovan Mitchell seem pretty close in ADP. So we might see the flippening here. We'll see what we do. Crutches, you almost got me single entry. Didn't know you were doing NBA. I mean, it's the bit. Eggers asked me to do it, and then I think he left the chat. And now I'm just here like a fool, donating money to Nez and Awin. I mean, my God. The Cabal is truly taking everything from me. Or am I just giving it to them? We'll never know. But let's see what happens. Let's see if we can't unlock the key to the NBA Dog Bowl. All right. You guys have to help me. Can anyone help me? I don't know anything about NBA here. So people also draft fast in these because I think a lot of people just draft off ranks or they know what they're doing. And we're gonna be clicking some box scores. We're gonna be clicking some box scores and seeing what happens. So I think I have a plan though for what I want to do at the 5. By the way, if you think my last year's big board exposures were bad, this is going to be worse. So please, if you're entering NBA, do not tail any of this because this is awful. All right, Hot Z Sauce, hurry it up. People got stuff to do. By the way, if you can, like and sub, so I don't have to do Dog Bowl NBA. All right, Maxey goes. We're gonna IKB it. We're gonna take Donovan Mitchell. I think I like this game environment of Cleveland against the Knicks, but we'll see. We'll see what Nez does. We'll see what Mr. Nez does. Nez isn't afraid to IKB things. That's why Nez is going to win a seat today. Nez says, just vibe. Nothing matters when you don't have Johnson or Lucas, sadly. It's the NBA, and NBA players hate nothing more than playing basketball. So I don't know. I mean, is Mitchell Banchero going to be a rare combo? I think I want this game stack. I think I'd rather. I'm going to give Hot Z Sauce a gift. I want to stack this Cleveland Knicks game. So just like Nez, he IKBs it to grab Zion there. People are gonna be mad that this guy was able to get Tyrese and Banchero. Well, you know what? They don't know about this Cleveland and Knicks game, so we'll see what happens there. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get James Harden in this game stack, but that's okay. That's okay. Or Jalen Brunson. What are you going to do? All right, we're coming up. Pick 17. Let's see. LeBron James. I don't think he. Don't you have to play Bam on Dog Bowl slates? If I'm not mistaken. It doesn't. Wow, Chad, give me your deepest ball knowledge. Name of NBA players. Most obscure player you can name. How about Vashawn Leonard? Can we go? I did used to watch like all the Heat games as a kid, so I can go kind of deep on like really old like Heat. Like I have like formative memories of Ronnie Cycli, so I don't know if like that counts. Like I remember when Harold Miner won the dunk contest, like really old school. Right now, NBA player. I don't know. Without looking, honestly, like these guys at the board, it would, I remember like Vin Baker. I remember thinking Vin Baker was going to be like the future of the league. We can go old, but if you go current, I'm toast. I don't know what's going on there. All right, let's see. What else do we want to do here? Derek White. No, he doesn't sound good. Do we think Chet plays? He's got a Q tag. That seems scary. Iffy for Tuesday. I don't know, guys. I'll take this Peyton Pritchard character over him. I don't know. Primetime, my biggest wins are hoops, and I still Hoops is brutal, man. Hoops is absolutely brutal. No, Nez, you're being kind. No, that's just being, from ancient, from days of yore, from the Heat. I remember those early LeBron Cav teams with like Ira Newble and Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Everyone remembers Zydrunas Ilgauskas, though. Those really those teams which were kind of sad. Some of those teams they surrounded LeBron with on his first stint there. I am giving back to the community right now. I am. Yeah. Big Z is too easy. He looked like a sloth and he got a DUI once. How much must that man have drank to get a DUI? I mean, he was huge. I mean, he must have just been on a bender, and an absolute bender. For the audio listeners, we've got Donovan Mitchell, Karl Anthony Towns, Julius Randle, and Peyton Pritchard. Wow. Who's this? Oh, I think I'm going to take this Brandon Podziemski guy because let me drop some Brandon Podziemski lore. And I think this was the guy. At the Dog Bowl, they did this really cool free contest. And hold on, let me make one more pick. Let's see if does Nez give me, what are we doing? Rudy Gobert scores a lot of points every few years, huh? I don't think that sounds good. Let's see this Con Knuppel. That's a lot of K's in one name. Sure. I was told nothing matters if you don't have the 1 or 2 pick. Or should I just scroll down? Jalen Green. Nope. Jay Huff. No thanks. right, he takes Josh Giddey, who I believe is a noted Snapchatter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I think Brandon Podziemski, at the Dog Bowl, they did this great free roll where they decided to mass enter you into an NBA contest as you were boarding a bus and you had to draft there. And I was standing there with Awen, and Awen very helpfully told me his sleeper, which was Brandon Podziemski. And so I think in that contest, like, you know, there were 3 of us drafting this guy. And then the games are about to tip, and Awen goes, I thought he was going to be starting, and he's not. And the guy put up about 18 fantasy points. So I'll never know if Awen was just sabotaging me or if it was a legitimate error. I don't know. You'll have to be the judge of that. But no, Awen is a great guy. I do think it was an accident, but it was pretty funny. Thinking I had this sleeper from one of the great NBA ball knowers, and the guy was not starting that day. So there you go. Yeah, Daniel Gibson, Eric Snow on that team as well. Nez better draft Khan. I took Khan. Too late, Frog Clone. I took I took Khan Knuppel. So this team ends up being Donovan Mitchell, Cat, Julius Randle, Peyton Pritchard, Brandon Podziemski, and Khan Knuppel. But everyone, this was a ton of fun. Appreciate you guys. Hey, Nez, GG, have a good one. You too, Nez. Appreciate you so much for coming in. Hang out. Sub to the Badge Bros, please. If you all don't, you're legitimately missing out on an awesome show. Nez and John do such a good job every day for everyone here. Hey, Frog Clone, great scream. Appreciate you, Frog Clone. Pajem Sky. Oh, Sky. Yeah, I was never gonna get there. Pajem Sky. Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't gonna get it either, even with the ski part. Pajemski. Not Podziemski. Who could have foreseen me getting this name wrong? Well, now that I've embarrassed myself for big board exposures and NBA knowledge, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Same great time, same great channel. Thanks for hanging out. Like the sub and leave a comment after, please. All right, see y'all tomorrow. Take care.